A dude that identifies as a woman was sent to a woman's prison because liberalism and coddling mental illness, which led to him assaulting several women intimately and not. Because the authorities have decided to remove him from a situation that was endangering the women in the prison, he is now suing for human rights violations. Liberal delusions allowed women who may not have been innocent but deserve to be treated far better to be trapped with someone proven to be a predator that was willing to harm them in every manner possible. While some people have good points in their liberalism, there is nothing good that has come from allowing men dressed as women to live out their delusions. If someone wants to do this in a manner that affects no other person, go ahead. But this is one of the many reasons it doesn't. A prison became a playground for this predator, which has him fighting because he is losing access to it. Yes, I normally cover cops acting badly. This is a situation in which the government is acting badly towards people who may or may not deserve to be in prison, but they're still having to be trapped with a man who has decided that he is a woman so he can be a predator of women. So let's get into it. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. You can look up this information in my Substack link that's down below. So, Via Redux is this dude's actions. A violent trans-identified male inmate currently being held in a women's facility in Washington is suing multiple Department of Corrections officials after they recommended he be transferred back to men's prison. The recommendation was made after Nani Lotusflower, 38, was accused of physically assaulting one female inmate and intimately assaulting another. In a December 26 filing obtained by Redux, Lotusflower claims that multiple staff members at Washington Correctional Center for Women are responsible for violating his Eighth Amendment rights against cruel and unusual punishment. Lotusflower, born Nathan Gonen, is serving a 10-year sentence for the brutal murder of a teen girl. That in and of itself is idiotic that it's only 10 years. In his complaint, Lotusflower says that he was placed in solitary confinement for an extended period of time, putting him at risk of self-harm and mental health episodes. He alleges a conspiracy in which multiple WCCW staff members intentionally targeted him for mistreatment in order to make him blow up. The alleged mistreatment stemmed from what Lotusflower called a fake prison intimate violation elimination act case in which he was cited for intimately assaulting a female inmate in 2021. Lotusflower claims multiple WCCW staff falsified infraction reports and photo evidence of the female inmate's injuries, leading to him being designated a high-risk maximum security inmate. Despite his claims of a conspiracy, the allegation was marked as substantiated after an investigation took place. In addition to that investigation, Redux also found that Lotusflower has been cited for physically assaulting a female inmate in April 2023. According to a WDOC infraction report, CCTV footage showed Lotusflower punching a female inmate in the face while both had been out in the recreation yard. Following the assault, Lotusflower then contacted both the victim and multiple other inmates in an apparent effort to compel them to provide false testimonies denying or downplaying the assault. He was ultimately found guilty of the violations and was sentenced to a loss of privilege for 120 days. July of 2023, Lotusflower was referred to transfer back to a men's prison as a result of his repeat infractions. In response to his maximum security designation, Lotusflower reportedly threatened a member of WCCW staff, screaming, I will block your effing face out. You're an ugly effing slut. Lotusflower then also threatened another individual involved in making the decision, loudly declaring that he would end her effing life and murder her family. Lotus Flower contacted the WDOC complaining of unfair treatment and decrying his proposed transfer back to a men's prison, and received a response from Deborah Wolford, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Women's Division. In her response, Wolford noted that Lotus Flower had been an unmitigated threat to the safety of other incarcerated individuals, and also made a serious threat of bodily harm towards staff. Wolford states that such overtly threatening and aggressive behavior is not typical with individuals incarcerated at WCCW. In response to the threat of transfer back to the men's prison along with solitary confinement, he had been subjected to, for his repeat incidents, physical violence. Lotus Flower is suing multiple staff members at WCCW, alleging a violation of his human rights. In his complaint, he maintains that every allegation made against him was falsified and that he is the victim of a widespread conspiracy aimed at painting him in a bad light. He's seeking hundreds of thousands of dollars in compensation for cruel and unusual punishment and has invoked the assistance of the ACLW. Of course the ACLW is involved. The violent criminal okay, Lotus Flower is originally in there for a 10-year sentence for the brutal murder of a 17-year-old Jessica Franklin. The violent criminal targeted Franklin just hours after being released from prison for another conviction in 2007, strangling her to death. Her body was then found beneath the underpass in Bellingham, Washington, and forensic examination revealed signs that she had been intimately assaulted. Lotus Flower was convicted on second-degree manslaughter charges. Yeah. Well, look, do people make mistakes and get sent to prison? Yes, people make mistakes all the time, or they do things in desperation because they don't understand what they're doing. And yes, they are criminals when they do that if it's in violation of the law. They deserve to be able to go to prison, serve their sentence, be rehabilitated. You can't be rehabilitated with people like Lotus Flower in there. This may not be my normal secondary posting about police acting badly, but it's the system acting badly in this case. If you're wondering why cops get to the point that they're so frustrated that they act out, this is one of the reasons. When you coddle people like this dude, seriously, this is what happens. You get people so frustrated they act out. So this is why I'm covering this, because this dude is just not why. Of course ACLU is going to represent this dude. But seriously, only 10 years for what he did to Jessica Franklin? This is ridiculous. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're liberal, I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.